you need to copy that file into etc yum.repos.d folder. So if you see here, I copied that file here, and if you see that one, you can find the epel.repo and also CentOS.repo. These two files are important so that you get all the packages, and also the extended packages like Ansible, you will get it from the epel.repo. So once you copy the files, use the command yum clean all. That will clean the existing database, and then you just give the yum install Ansible. So it will read all the repos.
Okay.
And then it will give you the and my machine got installed, so it says it's already installed. But if you did not get installed, then it will say this particular file is available in the epel repo, and then it will ask for the confirmation. So Ansible is a product of Red Hat, and so these are the two main websites where you get all the documents. So you don't need to go through any other book or anything. So you can use docs.ansible.com. So this is the documentation. It is provided by the whole documentation is provided by the Ansible, and this is the Ansible site. So Ansible is a configuration management tool. Apart from this, for the enterprise level, so basically the package which you installed on your machine, this package, it's an open source product. So this is free to use without any license. But like GitHub, like how your GitHub is used as an open source application, so the same way you can use Ansible as an open source. But there are also proprietary applications where see, this is the proprietary one, the Try Tower for free. So this is the commercial one where instead of storing your scripts on your local machine, so you can store your machines, store your Ansible playbooks in the tower, and you can run instead of run. So now I am teaching you open source Ansible, where you write your scripts in this machine, and you execute those commands in the second machine. You see the second machine. So I run a Ansible playbook from this machine, and it executes on this chef machine. So but if you don't want to run any scripts from your local machine, but there is Tower is a centralized server where it connects to all the clients, like it may be Red Hat Linux, it may be CentOS, it may be HP Unix, it may be Windows. So you can use Ansible to automate any task on any operating system or any network devices. So the beauty of Ansible is that you can control your network devices, your Wi-Fi devices, your routers, your Wi-Fi routers, like wherever there is a possibility of SSH connectivity. So SSH is a protocol where you connect to your Linux machine. Like generally, if you want to connect to a Windows machine, you use MSTS, remote desktop connection. So this is used to connect to your Windows machine. But if you want to connect to a Linux machine, you use this PuTTY session. So this PuTTY session, it uses the SSH service which is running on your suppose I'm at the client machine, and if you want to connect to the chef server, just give the ssh.chef. So this will it will connect to the chef server. So generally it asks for the password. now I configured these two machines with passwordless authentication. So I can share you the article. So how to configure the passwordless authentication between two servers. So whenever you try to log into this server, so it doesn't ask you the password. So what is the basic service SSH service which is running here? So if you go to if you see here the main package for this SSH, this is the package of SSH server. Here it is open SSH is the package, and if you want to see so it directly from the client machine to server, it connects through the 22 port, because SSH service listens at 22 port. Okay, I'm just showing you. So these are the services which are running on this machine. So if you see port 22, so if you see this is 139. If you see this one, so it runs on 22 port, and it accepts the connection from any machine, and the PID of this SSH server is 1187. So whenever you initiate a connection from your client, so it directly comes to the port, so which is in the listening mode, and it initiates a connection with this SSH server, and it requests for the username and password. So as I was using the keys, authentication keys, authorization keys, so it connects without the password. So I will share you the document how to configure passwordless authentication between two servers. So wherever so if you want to configure your network devices like L2 switches, L3 switches, your router, so those in the enterprise level, those will be configured using your SSH connectivity. So the devices which are accessible through SSH, those can be automated using Ansible. And Red Hat was recently acquired by the Ansible was recently acquired by the Red Hat, and now this is a product of Red Hat company. So if you see this, so if you want to know more about Ansible, so you can go to the Wikipedia about that company, and also you can get the information from here. But Ansible is an independent application, so, and it can be integrated with multiple Red Hat applications like OpenStack, Red Hat Satellite. There are a couple of other products where you can integrate with them, and also Ansible is used for automating your AWS cloud. Give me a minute. So if you're not able to understand, or if you have any questions, or if you are missing something in this topic, and please let me know, because if you don't understand the basics, then you will not able to write a playbook in the coming classes. So whenever you have a doubt, please do let me know. I can tell you. I will make you understand the concepts. Okay, so Ansible can be Ansible can be used to automate like routers, uh, switches, um, your appliance like Infoblox. Infoblox is an appliance where it manages your DNS server, and it can also use with your AWS cloud, or you can use with Azure, VMware, uh, and OpenStack. There are many modules. So to access each of this application or each of this device, so every uh, every device will have its own module. Suppose if you are trying to access Cisco devices, then Cisco will have a separate module, and if you are trying to access AWS cloud, then you will have a separate module for AWS. Like using Ansible, you can access AWS instances, and you can manage those instances using Ansible with AWS modules. And also same way you can manage um, multiple vendors. Like, so there are many other vendors in the market. So it can be used with any other things. And so now I'm not going to teach you about the commercial one. So the commercial will have only little bit changes, but still, whenever you want to when you're ready to write the playbooks, then you will be using only the Ansible, the package which currently we install, the open source one. So you use them. So whenever you install the package, uh, these are the important files. So this package contains contains. So Ansible runs upon Python, and Ansible supports from Python 1.9 to 2.7, and the latest version of Python is 3. So right now Ansible doesn't support Python 3, but I think in future they may support Python 3. But whenever you install Ansible, you should use uh, the Python version as 2.7. So if your Python is installed or not, how can you know? Like, you use the command uh, Python. So again, see here. So it will display the command prompt here. So this will clearly tell you the version here. See here, Python 2.7.5. So make sure that you have Python installed on your machine. I'm just exiting here. And the configuration file for Ansible is located at ets. You can edit that file, ets Ansible and ansible.cfg. So this is the configuration file here, and so so this is the default file. You can use the configuration file for each location, but each of your playbook. But overall, globally, you have one configuration file where you can see these are the parameters. Inventory is nothing but if you see this inventory, so inventory is nothing but the collection of your servers or your objects. So whatever you want to mention your inventory, like some where you want to run your Ansible scripts, upon which servers or which routers you want to configure, those lists to be mentioned in this etc ansible.host. Like and the user slash share dot my modules. So here, suppose if you are using a third party applications, so the application, the third party vendor will publish their modules, and you need to install if they are commercial applications, and So they will publish their modules when you install their RPMs. So those modules will be installed into the user share my modules. And something, if it's want to use a temporary folder, so it uses the suppose if my Ansible, I say I write a Ansible playbook saying that copy the so and so HTML file from this machine to the given 10 machines. Then in locally, first it will store in your home directory .ansible/temp folder. So this is your local temp folder, and again to copy those files, again it for temporary, like how we use temporary in our temp folder in our Windows. This is our temp folder here. In the same way, the Ansible uses a temp folder as home folder .ansible/temp in your local machine as well as your destination machine. So these are the default values, where the poll interval is nothing but it will check for, suppose if you give saying that run this task, an X task on your destination machine, and if that machine is not reachable, wait for 30 seconds. So generally if you if you want to say to the Ansibles to try again, if that machine is not reachable, try again one more time, then it will wait for 15 seconds, and then again it will try for the that server. So these can be overridden in your Ansible, saying that the interval time you can mention it as 30 seconds or 1 minute. Suppose if you are running a task on your destination machine, and if you want to execute the script on the destination machine for 10 minutes, then you can say that 10 into 60. So you can use that number to wait for 10 minutes and then run. Generally, in my experience, I never used 60 seconds interval, not more than 60 seconds interval. So in some companies they use the sudo. Sudo is nothing but escalate your privileges. So now we logged in to this machine as a root user, but in some companies the security team doesn't allow you to log into root user. Root user is nothing but privileged access. So in that scenario, we use sudo users. Like generally we log in with your username. Like suppose if I am logging in my company, then I use first login as a Shankar, and then I use the su command, and then su command on the Linux, and run the application, so that I will be a normal user, but when I run that command with su, so it escalates the privileges to the super user. So what is the port it uses? So right now, by default, we use a remote port as a 22. That is nothing but SSH. So as per my experience, no one changes this port, because all the Linux servers runs their SSH server on 22, and all the your routers, other appliances, those can be also connected through port 22. So those will not be changed. The port will be changed in some machines which are running in DMZ. DMZ nothing but disconnected environment from your corporate network, where to disguise the port numbers from the hackers or some other security purpose, they use some different port number. Suppose this can be if this my SSH server, runs here, it is running on 22. So if you make it as a 222, so the same 222 you can configure here, saying that my remote port is 222, so that it connects to the 222 port. And this is one of the important configuration file, and the other one is etc hosts, etc Ansible host. Okay, so here you can use this configuration file, saying that suppose so this is my machine name chef. If you see, this is my destination machine, so I'm going to execute the commands on this machine. So this is nothing but this is my host name is chef. So I configured that machine in the end. So this is my machine chef. So that means I'm adding chef to the inventory file. Inventory file is nothing but host. You can also segregate. Suppose if you are if your team has a web servers, DB servers, and middleware servers, then you can segregate them, saying that you can group them actually. So if you use use this format, so it says web servers, and on the down you can use the host names like alpha.example.org, beta.example.org, and the IP address. These 4 machines belongs to web server. So in this way you can segregate the grouping of your inventory. So, and one more way is like suppose if you have machines starting with www, and the machines from 001 to 006. So if you have 6 machines, so you don't need to give the whole machines list. Just provide www and then 001 to 006. That means the host will start with www 001, 002, 003 in the same way up to 6 host names. It will take the list from this simple command. Give me a minute. And if you see here, this is the DB servers. So in the DB servers, so these again you have 4 more machines stating that these are the DB servers. So I have only 1 machine. So if you want to configure this rest of my machines, you see my server 1.0, 1.2, 1.2, 2.2, these machines. So you can add their host name and down of this chef, so that they will be added into the list. So do you have any questions till this session? Did you understand? See, I want to be this class as interactive, because if you just keep on listening to my lecture, then it will not be helpful for you. So if you keep on like it should be an interactive class. So then you don't gain any knowledge, because if you keep on asking questions only, everyone can understand what is the level of understanding you have. Okay, and so 3 important things here. The package, Ansible package has got one configuration file, that is ansible.cfg, and the other one is inventory, that is host file. So if you use Ansible, so by default Ansible is the Ansible command, and the rest of the files which rest of the commands where you can use them are this is the Ansible doc, and Ansible Galaxy, Ansible Playbook, Ansible Pull, and Ansible Vault. So if you generally Ansible is used to run your commands related to Ansible, and if you want to know more about any module, suppose Ansible doc, so this will give you like a man page for your Linux. So whenever you require any help of any command, you use man command, and then give the command name, so that it will give you the help pages of that particular command. Suppose Ansible doc is the command where you can get the details of other modules which are available installed in it. And if you see here, like file module is if you don't know any module, just give the module name after Ansible-doc. So this will give you the detailed description about the Ansible file module. So if you see here, so it will show you all the options, and also it will provide you one example in the down. See here, so how to use your file module in the Ansible. So and how to use the options which are listed here. So those can be used here. So in the coming classes, I will tell you how to use these modules. But today we'll just cover the basics of Ansible. And there are and one more thing. Suppose if you join a company with this basic knowledge, and if you try to crack the interview, and if you join the company, but you don't know how to write how to read a script, but you are not perfect in writing the script. So there is a site, there is a community portal for Ansible. I want everyone to note these websites, because again, these are some of the important URLs where you can gather the information about Ansible. Okay, one is the docs.ansible.com, and the ansible.com is the website, and galaxy.ansible.com. So this is one more website where you can use this website to grab the roles, the playbooks which are contributed by the community. So for this, you have to create a username and password in the Galaxy. You have to sign up, or if you are a member of GitHub, the GitHub credentials can be used and logging into the Galaxy. So it's better. I request everyone to. I'm just sharing in the chat so that. So I request everyone to sign up to this website, or you can use the GitHub credentials. So whatever feasible for you, you just join using that one. So this portal is like a Google for your Ansible. Suppose when you join your company, they ask you to write a playbook to create to install MongoDB. Okay, and you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just go to the this galaxy.ansible.com and search for you can search for roles here, or if you go to the so here if you can search here. Suppose if you want to MongoDB, just search here. So it will show you the list of available MongoDB related roles. So, or you can go to the Explore, where if it is a recent technology, then it will be available here in the main page. So if I go to here, MongoDB, so Stouts is the name of the contributor, and MongoDB is the Ansible role playbook. Okay, so suppose this is so one command we saw it how to use the Ansible hyphen doc and give the module name like yum is the module, then it will display this command. Suppose if you want to download this Ansible this stouts.mongodb, generally they will provide you the command here, or you can just copy this one and Ansible Galaxy install and paste this the name of the role. It says it's already installed. See here. So in this, if you go to etc Ansible roles, so this one got installed here. If you see here, you will find all the files related to Ansible here. So you don't need to write the Ansible playbook again. So I'm just giving you. So I doesn't mean that for everything you download it from the internet and start working on it. So this is the quickest way to write a program when you join a company. So you'll get all the files here and go to the each folder and you can start writing the programs here. Okay, and this is the one more command. Ansible-Galaxy is one more command where you can download the community cookbook playbooks. And what is the other command? Ansible. So you downloaded this file, okay? You downloaded this file, and if you want to run this, see this whole files makes one playbook. This whole files and folders makes a playbook here. Suppose if you want to run this whole playbook, then you use the command called Ansible playbook, and you use the test.yml. So it can be any YAML file. If you give this command, if you enter this command, then this particular Ansible playbook will run on the given destination machine. So, but now we will know what is YAML. So YAML is a syntax like it's a language notation like JSON. For Java we use JSON notation. In the same way for YAML, now most of the programs are written in YAML. So I will show you one how the YAML scripts will be. So this is one of my cookbook which I wrote it for my company, and you see here. So when you use and one more thing, so everyone should install Notepad++, so that it will be easy to find out any bugs or syntax errors. So if you make any mistake, so it will help you to check the errors based on the color patterns here. So it will help you in identifying the syntax errors. So these are the, if you see my screen, so these are the some of the playbooks which I wrote for my company, and these are all advanced level of playbooks. So, and again, if you come to the now you know about Ansible packages, Ansible configuration files, Ansible inventory files, and so the other Ansible commands, you know about Ansible console. I never use it. Ansible doc, Ansible Galaxy is to download your community community playbooks, and Ansible.playbook is to run your Ansible playbooks. Ansible.pull, so we will see in the future classes. Ansible Vault also we will see in the future classes. Nothing but Ansible Vault is nothing but a secured storage store where you can save your passwords in encrypted form. So for that, this Ansible Vault is used. So to okay, whenever are you able to see the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So generally, the Ansible folder structures are different. So Ansible, when you want to write a playbook, so there are few folders where each configurations are that suppose for inventory. Now you saw the global inventory file, which is nothing but etc Ansible/host file is the inventory, and but if you want to use your own host file, your own configuration file, and for your cookbook, so there are few this is the directory structure of your Ansible playbook. So before writing the playbook, so you should understand what makes a playbook. So this whole directory structures makes the playbook, and again the playbook will be divided into each roles. Each roles is nothing but suppose if you want to install. Yesterday we saw that in the class that suppose if you want to you want to create a VM, okay, and after that creating the VM, you want to install the Apache and MySQL and configure it, right? These are the tasks. So now I can make creating a VM, because this deals with VMware or AWS or any other vendor. Then I will make it as a separate role. So I mean to say the number of grouping of some of the tasks becomes a role. Suppose I don't want, and again install Apache MySQL config and configure the web server. This becomes one more role. Nothing but we are dividing a big project into small chunks. Again, each small role will have subtasks. Suppose if you have one task, two tasks, three tasks, four tasks, five tasks. So this whole becomes a project, and again you are making as this 2 into one group, and 3 and 4 into one group, and 5 and 6 and 7 as a one group. Again, each one are called task, and grouping of this two tasks or any n number, like whatever how is your flexible. So those grouping again is called role, and if you combine all these roles, it becomes a playbook. Did you understand?
Yes.
Each number is a task. Okay. Grouping of 1 and 2 is a role. 3 and 4 is a role. 3 and 4 is also a task. These are the tasks. 3, 4 tasks becomes a role, and 5, 6 tasks become a role. In the same way, creation of VM and configure network host name and IP. So this will become one role. Okay, and installation of Apache, installation of MySQL, and configuring the Apache server, copying your source code into your web server. So then that will become one more role. Okay, and each role each role contains each role. Suppose this is my role. Server common is my role, and it contains, these are the default folders. So defaults is one folder where suppose when you run a Ansible script, and if you don't give any input, saying suppose if you want to install create a VM. So our first task is to create VM, right? Or so when I say that, when I don't give the name, so when it asks for the name, and if I don't give the name, so it will take the default name from the defaults. So something you don't give it, and you want to have a name to that virtual machine, so those variables are defined in the defaults. Suppose I give the VM name as Shankar and network IP as 192.168.0.2, and I run the Ansible script. Then while running the scripts, you don't write anything saying that take the inputs from the user. If you don't use that module, then it will take the default name, default VM name, default IP from this default folder. And files, suppose if you see in the web server, so after installing the Apache and MySQL, so you need to copy your web content, right? Suppose if you have any website, and that website has some content, so those content will be stored in these files. The files which doesn't need to modify, or it just you need to copy them as it is to your destination server, then this files folder is used. So whatever you copy in this, so in the script you can say that copy the web content from files folder to your destination machine's destination folder. So for that reason we use this files folder to copy your any content, any configuration file, or any so whatever the files you want to copy, you can copy zip files, any files. And handlers are nothing but, suppose your Apache server is installed after this one, okay, and then you need to start the web server here. So once create a VM and configure network IP, install Apache MySQL, and configure the web server and copy the content. So everything is done, and you want to start the Apache service. Okay, Apache service. So once it is done, so these commands, the handlers are nothing but to help the main roles, saying that suppose if you want to start the service, stop the service, or if you want to run the commands which are repetitive, like now I said start the Apache server, then I configure, then I add one more website to this Apache, this configuration, saying that the first server is www.shankar.com. So again I will start the web service, web service. Again I use the same answer, one more role, saying that configure so I will write one more role, saying that configure sharat.com in this web server, and again I give the one more command called restart Apache service. Okay, because in the first time I said start Apache server, but from the second time I say that restart the Apache service, so that it will stop and it will start it again, so that it will fetch the configuration from the web service configuration file, and it will up the second server also. So these are called handlers. These commands are called handlers, and these will be in the handlers folder. Okay, and meta is nothing but, suppose if you have any dependencies. Suppose you are configuring this application. Okay, you are running your application here, and your content is all related to PHP. Okay, and you need to install the PHP. So you don't need to add it here itself, because this is a dependent. Like suppose if you are running Tomcat service on your Linux machine, then you are running a Java code, and if you are running your PHP, then normal Apache is enough. Apache server is enough. So right now I'm running Apache service here. So my content will be something related to HTML or web or PHP. So what I say is that Meta will have the dependencies. Say in this role, I will say, so to run this role, I have dependencies of PHP. So I will mention PHP in the Meta folder, saying that I need to run this role. To run this role, I need PHP. So again, that PHP is nothing but the PHP is also a different role, where you run the dependency role from this meta folder. So task is the main folder. So in the task, so whatever you want to do, you want to write the actual code, saying that fetch the files from the yum repositories, like how I use the command yum install Ansible. The same commands are configured in the tasks. So the actual code will be written in the task folder. So whatever the file YAML scripts you write, so those are all stored in the tasks folder. So templates is nothing but so whenever you want to copy a file with the variables changes on it. Suppose let me show you one. Suppose this is my web server. So okay, so I'm just giving you the normal. Okay, this is my web server content here. So then I say that this is my okay. So this is my text. Okay, this is my normal template file. Then I save it as you can save it as anything, or you can use generally you can save any of this file, and this is the variable. Okay, in the template you will have all the normal text, normal your code, whatever it is, a PHP or anything, and you give this variable as country as your variable. So when you define your variables in this last folder, saying that in the last folder, so till here is a template file, and in the variable if you say that country equal to India. Okay, so when you define a variable you define a variable country as a variable and its value as India. So when you run this role, so this country will replace this the country will be replaced with the value India, and it will copy to the destination location, saying that we the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute. So this text will copy to the new file, replacing this variable with the value. So this is called templates. So this is for today's class. Tomorrow, so today you got understood about what is Ansible and what are the packages required to install the Ansible, and what are the configuration files. Like I repeat the content of this class. So Ansible package, you install it using yum install Ansible, and again Ansible contains two main important files, and one of them is configuration file, that is nothing but VIETC Ansible and Ansible.cfg. So Ansible.cfg contains all the configuration related to Ansible application, and some of them important variables are nothing but inventory. So inventory is nothing but your collection of your Linux or any other device host names, or this is the file where you can enter all your host name details in this file. So library, this contains all the libraries files. Libraries are nothing but each device will have their own modules. So modules published by the vendor, so those are available in my modules. When you install that RPM package, those related libraries will be copied into in this my module space. And remote underscore temp, so Ansible.Ansible/temp on the home folder. So this is the temporary folder location to run your to keep the cache of your files, and rest of them are default. So etc Ansible host is the file where you can group your host names, like web servers or DB servers or your middleware servers. So those can be grouped here, or individually also you can just type it the host name here. And you got multiple Ansible commands with the package, okay? And so a few of them are important very. So Ansible doc, just give the Ansible doc command and just give the module name. So it can be any module, like Ansible doc. I just give the copy, so it will give you the modules description with some examples in the below. Okay, this is the examples. If you are trying to run some copy command, like copying of some files from one location to other location using Ansible, you can use this syntax and you can frame the task. And other one is Ansible Galaxy. So Ansible Galaxy command is used to download your community related Ansible playbooks from the internet. Okay, so your task is also one of the thing is to register into Ansible.galaxy, or you can register. If you have the GitHub account, you can also log in using your GitHub account to download your files. So when you download your GitHub files in your Windows machine, so they are copied into this GitHub folder. So in GitHub folder, you can whenever you download it from the Galaxy, they will be downloaded into your My Documents folder in the GitHub folder. Okay, in the Linux, it will be downloaded into etc Ansible roles. So here in Linux, whenever you download the playbooks, they will be stored here. And for Ansible, the Ansible playbook contains roles. The main things are roles. Okay, so each few number of tasks becomes a single role, and grouping of some roles becomes a playbook. And you will have default. These are the common folders in the each playbook. Nothing but defaults, files, handlers, meta, task, templates, where defaults will store the default values. You can define some default values for each variable, so those can be stored here. Files is nothing but you can copy your content to the files folder where you want to use them as it is. Handlers are nothing but some repetitive commands where you can use them as the handlers. Meta will contain the dependency. You can define the dependencies saying that whenever you install a package using Yum, it resolves the dependencies, right? In the same way, in the meta, whenever you run this role, so it will check for the dependencies in the meta. If there are any dependencies required, those roles will be installed first, and then and the current role will get installed. The task will contains all the YAML files. All the tasks are written here, and template contains the normal text files where you can use your variables to replace the text with your variable content. So variables again are defined into the variable vars folder. So so how you will define in each folder? So each folder will contain one main.yaml file. So if you want to define some tasks, so the tasks are written in the main.yaml. So it will only recognize main.yaml as your main file, main file in each folder. So every folder will contain main.yaml. In the tomorrow's class, we will see how to write your code in the main.yaml file of different these folders. So we'll check tomorrow how to use each module. Now I told you, I showed you the Ansible doc command, right? So how to check the Ansible doc, copy module, install module, and file module. So these things tomorrow we will check in tomorrow's class. So any questions?
Yeah, I have one question. When I'm trying to do this, copy this thing in that, like the repo file to YAML, yum, like I'm getting an error. So is there
So
any
what
way
does it
that?
say? What is the error it's saying?
Yeah, just a second. Closed it actually, or reopen it. No, I mean like
See,
when I'm
this is
trying
the
to.
command etc yum.repo.d. Okay. So if you are not able to copy it in the command
Yeah.
mode, you just use this application mobile extern. I told you to install this one, right? This is the open source one.
Yeah,
You
we are
can
doing
use.
on that only. Actually, we are doing on
Okay.
that only, but I'm getting a
Just,
error.
just
Yeah. Okay.
so you just copy paste the screenshot and send me a mail. So I'll reply you that. So I will be available till 8:45 for any of your queries. So you can
Okay.
feel free to call me, or you can ping me using my email. You can also ping me on my email address.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shankar,
thank you.
Any more questions?
hi Shankar, I'm Daud.
Yeah, Daud.
Shankar, I'm using a Mac machine,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have any chance to download the mobile extern because it's an Windows application.
Okay. So you can use your local terminal, right? So you'll get the local terminal in the same way.
Yeah, the same way.
Yeah, because you are all Mac is nothing but it's similar to Linux, right? So you don't require this mobile. So for Windows, it will not come with partition.
Linux.
So we require this one. So you don't require that one.
No, my question is that I have VMware and I have CentOS on it, and I have Mac OS terminal. So you want me to configure the CentOS SSH to my a Mac OS terminal?
Yeah. See. Suppose this is your
Mac OS terminal.
Mac OS terminal, right?
Okay, yeah.
Just give sh command and what is the IP of your machine? Suppose
Yeah.
this is your machine. That give the machine name, then give the enter. Then it will ask for username and password. Just enter into it. That's
Okay,
it.
so the IP address I need to give the CentOS or my machine's address?
No, you have to give your machine's address.
Okay.
Your
And
CentOS machine's address here. This 192.168.0.2 is nothing but your CentOS IP. It's not your
okay.
MAC address.
Yeah. But I'm getting 127. I'm just trying on CentOS giving
No.
IF.
Whatever the IP you have it in the CentOS, use that one.
Okay. And how I can get the Ansible and all that on my so you want to download on the Mac
I gave
Mac
you these
machine?
files, right? These files,
Yeah.
I gave you these files, right? Copy
Yeah.
those files into that location,
Mm-hmm.
in this location. So this is the location. So I yesterday forgot to share the video. So I'm going to share this video and yesterday's video now, so that
Okay.
you can use these videos and you can copy those files.
Okay, so using a macOS terminal, I downloaded the Ansible file and I just need to give the path in the terminal. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, all right.
Any questions? Anyone?
Shankar, one more thing. This is Krishna here.
Krishna, your voice is very low. Could you please speak loudly?
Yeah, now is it audible?
Yeah.
I'm like, you install Chef, right? Like, if you want to install Chef, how do we have to do that?
No, actually, this chef is my server name. I'm not
Okay.
telling you the chef right now.
Okay.
So these machines were used for chef training in the last session, last month. So I'm using the same machines here, but nothing is chef here. I'm only teaching you Ansible.
Okay. And when I'm installing Ansible, I'm getting error like GPG key retrieval failed.
GPG retrieval fail. Then
Yeah.
1 second. I'll tell you what to do. You're getting GPG key. There will be an option to disable GPG key. I'll send you the command.
Okay, Shankar.
Okay. Or you can do one thing. You can go to the yum.repo.d and go to each file epl.repo. If you go here, so here it will say GPG check is equal to 1. So make everything as 0.
Okay.
So this will disable your GPG check.
Okay, Shankar.
So change everything, every configuration using, or you can use this command yum install Ansible, okay, and then use this is a command called no GPG check. So this is the temporary way to do this one. This will not check for GPG check, and it will directly install.
Okay, Shankar. Yeah, I will try both ways, like the first one by disabling it to 0 or then...
First one is for permanent change and the second one is for temporary change.
Okay.
So I'm just sharing the command. So feel free to ping me. So I will be on join me for next 45 minutes. If I don't respond on